Today we meet again. My dear students, you are welcome to my class of Indian Economic Development. Last time we have started to discuss about Unit 2. Today, as a part of Unit 2, I am taking up privatization as my topic. Here it is a picture of privatization. Let us take up the meaning of privatization. Privatization means permitting the private sector to set up industries which were previously reserved for the public sector. Here, it will be of great importance to understand between private sector unit and public sector unit. Public sector unit, simply PSU, they are the units owned by the government. Their management and control is under the government. It may be state government or the central government. But whereas private sector units are those units, they are owned by the private individuals, enterprises or anything of the business type. They usually take up to get their profit. But whereas in public sector units, their main motive is to give public welfare. So the difference between the two is that while the public sector units mainly aim at the welfare of the public, but whereas in private sector units, they mainly aim at getting their own profit. A brief historical background. In 1991, India faced with an economic crisis relating to external debt. The first reason for this introduction of privatization in India was that there was an economic crisis, and as a result of this, the privatization will come up. The second reason for privatization is that foreign exchange reserves dropped to the level which were not sufficient for even a fortnight. The foreign exchange reserve was reduced to such an extent that India could not bear the pressure, and India is compelled to take up certain policies because of this reason. And a third reason behind this introduction of privatization was the crisis. The crisis was further compounded by rising prices of essential commodities. As a result of the crisis, what happened here is that the essential commodities like oil, potato, onion, dal, and many other commodities, the price rises tremendously. As a result, public could not have the capacity to purchase all those goods, all those essential commodities. This was becoming very much severe at that particular point of time. And the fourth reason behind this privatization was India had to introduce new set of policy measures to change the direction of the developmental strategies. It becomes to introduce new strategies. With this, the crisis could be subdued. So, here it is, the new policy was introduced under the name of New Economic Policy. It was introduced in 24 July 1991, and this new economic policy brings a lot of changes. Such changes could be in terms of privatization, in terms of liberalization, in terms of globalization. Simply, the new economic policy could bring liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Simply LPG. L stands for liberalization, P stands for privatization, G stands for globalization. The new outcome of new economic policy was LPG, liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Here it is. Let us take the definition of privatization. Privatization refers to giving greater role to private sector and reducing the role of public sector. As I have already mentioned that there are two different sectors, private sector units or private sector enterprises, and another public sector units or public sector enterprises. These two units have their own objectives, have their own motives, and the latter, that is public sector, they mainly aim at the welfare of the public, but whereas private sector, they aim at the profit. To execute the policy of privatization, government took the following steps. Number one, disinvestment of public sector, that is transfer of public sector enterprises to the private sector. Privatization of the public sector enterprises by selling of part of the equity of public sector enterprises to the public is known as disinvestment. Secondly, set up a Board of Industrial and Financial Reconstruction (BIFR). This board was set up to revive sick units in public sector enterprises suffering loss. Here, the government has taken some remedies to survive the sick industries, sick enterprises, so that the new policy could be a boon to the India government. The third point is dilution of stake of the government. If in the process of disinvestment, public sector acquires more than 51% shares, then it results in transfer of ownership and management to the public sector. Let me give you a brief analysis of latest trends after this new economic policy and privatization. As of October 2019, there were 10 Maharatnas PSUs, 14 Navaratnas PSUs, and 74 Mini Ratnas PSUs. Besides, there are nearly 300 central public sector enterprises, shortly CPSEs. Some of the biggest privatization moves which already have been made include that of Indian Railways, 100% privatization efforts for Air India, and even oil and gas companies like Bharat Petroleum, besides Shell, Steel Authority of India Limited, Shipping Corporation of India, shortly SCI, TICDC India, and NIPCO and more. All these were the latest trends of privatization. So let me pick up the advantages of privatization. The advantages of privatization are: number one, privatization will introduce efficiency and profitability in PSUs. Here, let me tell you one thing, that privatization is quite beneficial to the government. It will increase profitability as well as efficiency. Now, if the governments want to increase the profitability and efficiency, public sector units should be privatized. Second advantage of privatization is that it will use modern techniques of production. The introduction of privatization will naturally have the benefit of introducing modern techniques of production. The third advantage is that it will help in bringing about globalization by opening out of an economy and increasing its competitiveness in international market. Globalization is the present trend in the world. If India wants to participate in globalization, India should privatize its PSUs, public sector units. Only then the competitiveness will be introduced in these PSUs and they will be able to be a part of this globalization of this world. The fourth advantage of privatization is that it will introduce accountability and responsibility in PSUs. The reliability and the burden of responsibility will be naturally come up if privatization is. So here it is a home assignment. You try to submit a home assignment before the next class on my WhatsApp number. So the home assignment is mention any three advantages of privatization. So thank you for listening. Oh, here it is. Stay home, stay safe. Now we have just heard the news that local transmission of COVID-19 has taken place at Zirivam, and one of the small child has suffered from this COVID-19 at Thamaiban. Now it becomes very important to stay at home. So if you could stay at home, you will be quite safe. So let us try to remember this mantra. Stay home, stay safe. So see you again. Thank you very much.